Oh, yes.
Jasmine, can you hear us?
Yes. Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Evening and welcome to our Tuesday, May the 13th Committee of the Whole. We're happy to see our students, parents, faculty, and staff. Thank you for being here tonight. I was hearing one of the board members counting down 10 days until graduation, so we're really excited about the good accomplishments we know we're going to hear about for all of our students, and particularly our seniors, class of 2025. We'll begin our meeting tonight with an invocation, followed by our pledge, and our national anthem. I'm sure you're going to enjoy Amari Ford that sang at their awards program from NJROTC, one of their seniors. I'm sure you're going to enjoy that, and then I'll catch up with the agenda from there. So if you're able, please stand and join in the invocation, followed by our pledge. To Heavenly Father, we come before you tonight and we bow for our sister and Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Cordelia Jenkins. Father, we lift up her family and we know that only you can bring the comfort that they need. Father, we thank you for the marvelous life of her mother and the example she set. We pause now, Father, to lift them up to you. Thank you. If there are other needs, Father, we know only you can meet them. We thank you for helping us through this school year. We cannot believe it's already May the 13th, but we know that you've brought us this far and you will continue to guide us through the rest of this school year into our summer events and our preparations for next school year. Father, we humbly bow as the Board of Trustees of Colleton County School District, asking for your wisdom, thanking you for the blessing of the rain, thanking you for the blessing of the sunshine. Father, we thank you for our staff. We thank you for our students. We thank you for our parents and our community. And Father, we now pray as you taught all of us to pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed it be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, as I said, we'll enjoy the national anthem by one of our ROTC students. If he wants to come forward or wherever he is, he's coming, yes, for the mic, and we appreciate him being here tonight. Amari Ford.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed by the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Amara. You may be seated. At this time, we'll welcome our Bells Elementary Princess and Pearls and their Bells Bears. We're so happy they're here, and the Young Men's Club, sponsored by Diamond Berry, Tiffany Brewer, Jared Coleman, and Jimmy Wiggins. Take it away, Bells Bears.
Carlton County School District will prepare every student to graduate with a 21st century education to be globally competitive for their chosen college and or career path. Good evening. My name is Lamar Smalls, and I'm a student at Bell Elementary School. I would like to share how the Young Men's Club has helped me grow as a person. Through the club, I have learned valuable skills like how to be a gentleman, how to shake hands with confidence, and how to greet others respectfully by saying hello. Our club coordinator, Mr. Coleman, taught us how to tie a tie, which made us feel proud and confident. I'm grateful for all the lessons I've learned, and I believe the Young Men's Club has made a positive impact on my life. Thank you for supporting our program.
Good evening. My name is Donnell Stevens. I learned how to tie my shoes. I also learned all the words to the Pledge of Allegiance. Most importantly, I've learned how to treat other people with respect and kindness.
Good evening, my name is Braylon Ackerman. I'm excited to share about the Princesses and Pearls Club, which is new this year. I've learned how to be a lady by being polite and kind to others. I also had the chance to learn a special dance for our ceremony, which was really fun. Thank you for supporting us.
Good evening. My name is Riley Williams. One of the things I learned is how to sit like a lady, which means crossing my legs, keeping my hands in my lap, and sitting up straight. I also really enjoy dressing up in a pretty dress and shoes for our events. Being part of this club has helped me feel more confident and graceful. I'm really thankful for the experience.
Good evening, board members. My name is Diamond Berry, instructional facilitator at Bells, as well as the club organizer for our school, and we want to thank you for inviting us tonight. I just want to briefly share some information about our Young Men's Club and Princesses and Pearls Club. So we've had the Young Men's Club for 2 years now, and our Princesses and Pearls Club just launched this year. The kids had a cotillion-style ceremony this past March, and some of our board members were able to attend, so thank you for that. Our clubs are sponsored by over 30 businesses, churches, and Greek organizations across Walterboro and Ruffin. So this year we were able to fully fund dresses, shoes, suits, ties, hairstyles, makeup services, haircuts, everything for our students. It was free for staff, parents, and families to attend. Just to name a few of our sponsors, we had M Fingers Jewelry, who gifted pearl sets to all of our girls this year. Faith Walterboro donated all of the food for our attendees at the banquet, and Petal Palace provided the floral arrangements for our banquet as well. So this is something that our school looks forward to doing every year. We hope to continue it next year, and we will also hope in the future that you all would invite us to highlight our gardening club. They planted a school garden this year. Our Beta Club, who competed in our local competition, and we had a 5th grader to win 2nd place for the South Carolina competition, and our Pet Club, who is currently partnering with our local shelters. So thank you for having us, and we look forward to coming back.
Thank you, Bells Bears, and thank you for your principal and your facilitator being here to introduce and let us know about all of those great events you're doing and all the community support. Board members, any other comments or thank yous? Thank you. And I did see our county chairman come in. Thank you, Mr. Barron. I know you have plenty of meetings to attend, so we appreciate you being here, as well as all the other community members and our SROs that are here to support us tonight. Board members, I appreciate you all being here. We have a full board, let the minutes reflect. And in front of us is our civility pledge, which we pledged to, as part of our state association, so please join me. I pledge to build a stronger and more effective school board by advocating for civil engagement, respecting others and their viewpoints, and finding solutions for the betterment of my school district. Moving on our agenda, we have before us a fairly short agenda, and if there's nothing to add, please entertain a motion for approval of this agenda.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve the agenda for tonight.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion about the agenda that was sent to us and is before us? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Unanimous. Thank you. Tonight, Ms. Williams will have recognition of our staff. We also have some other community recognition, because every member of Team Colleton, including our hired staff as well as our community, we know we work together for kids, and everyone makes important contributions towards becoming a world-class school system. It's so great to hear how Bells was being supported by those businesses, and I'm sure they wouldn't have been able to do it without that support. So I'm glad they were able to give a shout out to some of the businesses. There were many others that highlighted their success. Ms. Williams?
Thank you, Chair Strobel. I want to say good afternoon to all of our board members tonight, and I would also like to say good afternoon to all of our administrators and all of our visitors who are here, our staff. It's so good to see so many of you here with us tonight, so thank you so much. I tonight am going to start with our above and beyond staff recognitions. It always gives me great pleasure to recognize our staff for the awesome job that you do each and every day. And not only do we say it, but we want you to come to our board meetings so that you can be recognized in public for all that you do for our students. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call your name, and if you're here, if you would come up, and after I call everyone, then I'm going to read to you what your principal has written about your extraordinary service at your school. All right, so we're going to start with Bells Elementary School, Miss Diamond Berry, who is the instructional facilitator. Let's give her a round of applause as she comes. From Blackstreet Early Childhood Center, Miss Melanie Gonzalez. From Cottesville Elementary School, Miss Joyce Ramirez. From Forest Hills Elementary School, Miss Marilyn Williams. From Northside Elementary School, Miss Jeanne Jarman. From Colleton County Middle School, Miss Charlene Williams. From Colleton County High School, Miss Lydia Culler. From TCTC, Miss Karen Jenkins. From Cass and also from Impact, Mr. Brandon Williams. last but not least, from Colleton Adult Learning Center, Miss Lisa Beach. Had everyone. This is great turnout tonight. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to read a little, and as I read, I'd like for you to step out so that, everyone will know who we are referring to. And this was written by your principal, so I'm going to start with Bells. This is what Principal Ferguson submitted for Miss Diamond Berry. Diamond is a great support to our students and teachers and leadership team at Bells Elementary School. She is motivated and takes on projects and plans activities that our students can benefit from. She works closely with the school principal to ensure that the instructional expectations are met in our school. She often doesn't get the credit she deserves, but she goes above and beyond every day. So let's give Miss Diamond Berry another round of applause. From Blackstreet Early Childhood Center, Miss Melanie Gonzalez. This was written by your principal, Principal Pearson. She did send regrets that she couldn't be here tonight. And I know Principal Ferguson is here. Principal Ferguson, raise your hand. All right, so everybody can see from Bells Elementary. All right, so Mrs. Pearson sent this concerning you, Miss Gonzalez. Miss Gonzalez is an all-the-time advocate and problem solver. She cares deeply for her students and is passionate about working alongside the Blackstreet staff to serve those students to the best of our ability. Ms. Gonzalez always thinks of others, and though she serves several schools, she ensures that her students get the time, attention, and support they need from her. We are so grateful for Mrs. Gonzalez and the joy she brings to Blackstreet Early Childhood Center. So let's give Ms. Gonzalez another round of applause. Now, from Cottageville Elementary School, we are going to recognize Ms. Joyce Ramirez. And I think I did see Ms. Allen, Principal Allen, if you would raise your hand. She's in the back. This is what Mrs. Allen submitted for you. Mrs. Ramirez is a grade level chairperson. She's the Sunshine Club chairperson, and she's the Garden Club sponsor, just to name a few things. She is a light throughout the building who doesn't mind stepping in wherever she is needed and leading the way. Her smile and energy is infectious, and her ability and patience with some of the most difficult situations is remarkable. Her classroom is not her safety zone, but the entire schools and all the students and staff are actively her concern. She is a beacon of energy and encouragement at Cottageville Elementary School. Let's give Ms. Ramirez another round of applause. And now, from Forest Hills Elementary School, Ms. Marilyn Williams and Mr. Guarino submitted this for you. Is Mr. Guarino here tonight? Okay, he's not with us tonight. But this is what was written for you, Ms. Williams. Thank you for your incredible dedication to Forest Hills Elementary School. Your work with the Accelerated Reader program has inspired a love of reading in our Cougar Cubs. Your efforts to create a possum book fair experience for our school never goes unnoticed. You consistently go above and beyond, stepping in to cover classrooms, attending IEP meetings, assisting in the front office, and much, much more. Your flexibility, your enthusiasm, and commitment make a lasting impact on the Forest Hills community. We thank you for all that you do. Let's give Ms. Williams another round of applause. All right, now from Northside Elementary School, Ms. Jeanne Jarman. All right, Ms. Jarman. So, and I forgot to announce what their positions are. Ms. Jarman is the Certified Occupational Therapist Assistant. Wherever, and this was written by your principal, Ms. Behe. I think I see Ms. Behe in the back. She has to present tonight, yes. So Ms. Behe writes, Whenever a need arises in our building, Mrs. Jarman is always the first to step in and offer her support. She consistently goes above and beyond for the students at Northside Elementary, advocating not only for those she directly serves, but for all students in our school community. So hats off to Miss Jeanne Jarman. Let's give her a round of applause. And now from Colleton County High School, this was written by Principal Bodison for Miss Lydia Culler, who serves as the curriculum facilitator. Is Miss Bodison with us tonight? Okay, all right. So this is what Principal Bodison wrote about you, Miss Culler. Colleton County High School would like to take a moment to sincerely thank you for going above and beyond for our teachers and students. Your dedication and unwavering support have truly made a difference in our school. Not only do you help everyone, but you always do so with a smile, making your efforts even more impactful. You are an incredible wealth of knowledge, and your daily assistance to our teachers is invaluable. We at Colleton County High School are so grateful for your endless patience and wisdom. Thank you for being such an inspiring and thoughtful team member of Colleton County High School. Your efforts have not gone unnoticed, and we all deeply appreciate everything you do. So let's give Ms. Culler another round of applause. Okay, and now from CAS and Impact, we have Mr. Brandon Williams, who serves as the Positive Behavior Support Specialist. And this was written by Mr. McNeely, and I'm going to read it to you. Brandon is the kind of person who truly invests in the students he serves, making a lasting impact on their lives, both inside and outside the classroom. At Impact, he goes above and beyond by offering encouragement, guidance, and unwavering support, ensuring that every student feels valued and empowered. His dedication extends to his bus route, where he fosters a safe and welcoming environment, making the daily commute a positive experience. Whether transporting students to sporting events or other school activities, Brandon approaches each trip with enthusiasm, reliability, and care, knowing that these moments contribute to their growth and success. His commitment to the students shines through in every interaction, providing that his role is far more than just a job. It's a mission to uplift and to inspire. So let's give Mr. Brandon Williams another round of applause. And I want to make sure I did not miss anyone, because at this time, I would like for you to just turn. Did I miss them? Yeah, let's take a picture first. And then I'm going to have you go and shake our photos.
Miss Williams, I know that's not true.
You can.
Ready?
This is my second contract with Auntie.
We love you, Mr. Dick. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Culler. We appreciate you always. Thank you.
Appreciate all you do. Thank you.
Thank you so much for all you do. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Mary. Thank you so much.
Thank you for always.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Miss Williams, thank you.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. Keep it up.
Thank you. Keep up the good work. Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right, I want to say congratulations again to our above and beyond staff. Thank you all again for all that you do. All right, Tonight, we will be recognizing some students as well, and it gives me great pleasure to recognize our Colleton County High School students who were dual enrollment graduates. And I'm going to read this first, and then I'm going to call those students to come up to be recognized. The Colleton County School District and Colleton County High School recognizes 13 exceptional seniors who have earned associate degrees as part of the University of South Carolina Salkehatchie class of 2025, in which graduation was held on May 2nd, 2025. These students have demonstrated remarkable dedication and academic excellence by completing college-level coursework while also fulfilling their high school requirements. And I think that that is worth a huge round of applause. So these students earn associate's degrees along with their high school diploma. And tonight we would like to recognize those 13 students. So as I call your name, please come up to the front to be recognized. Grace Lynn Breland. She's not here. Okay. Jada Christian. There she is. Michaela Lee Connolly. Alan Jonathan Pierce Herndon. Nora Sarah Holmes. Taylin Lily Lyons. Madison Jaquel Elizabeth Murray. Sean Jose Nunez. Lainey Carolina Sanders. Chase Montgomery Sherrod. Isleen Atzuri Silva Gutierrez. I hope I did that. Shannon Nicole Smoke. And Willis Allen Stivender. Students, I just want to say to you personally, from me, congratulations. The sky is the limit for you. This is an amazing accomplishment. You make your school district shine. And I want you all to move on and shine high, shine bright, and just do great things. Thank you for all that you do. And it just makes me feel so good because I see some of my former students here as well. But congratulations to you all for a job well done. We're going to get a picture, and then you're going to go up and shake our board members' hands.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
Nice job. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Keep up good work.
Thank you.
Keep up good work. Keep up good work. Congratulations.
She said to give you a call.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Kelly. Thank you for saving me money.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right, we have another group of students that we would like to recognize tonight. Is Chef Williams here? Chef Williams? Okay, He's not here, but I'm going to go ahead and read this, and hopefully those two students are here.
Okay, and then she got two grades.
Chef Williams and his students participated in the first annual Rice Cook-Off at the Rice Festival. The winning team, Rocco Vera and Hayden Chaplin, are you all here? Oh, come on up, come on up. Well, these two students won the Rice Cook-Off for the Rice Festival with their amazing red rice recipe. And the winning prize was $500 in cash and a trophy. And I just want to say that I went to TCTC, I think it was last week, Dr. Wright, Dr. Jenkins, and we went over, and they were doing like they had like lots of different foods on display, and the kids had a chance to come out and purchase different foods. And I'm telling you, it was just marvelous. It was great. So I just want to thank Rocco and Hayden for a job well done. Your community service speaks well of what you're doing and learning in your culinary class. So let's give Rocco, Vera, and Hayden Chaplin another round of applause.
We're not going to miss that next year.
Red rice.
Sample.
But that's about
Thank you, Jen. We enjoyed your
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Enjoyed it last week.
Congratulations.
It's sure tastes good about right now.
Yes, ma'am. I am. Yes, ma'am. All right, so we're going to backtrack just a little bit. Miss Karen Jenkins just walked in. She was at a training at the high school, which was a required training. So she's still working. But Miss Karen Jenkins was chosen as the above and beyond staff for TCTC by Director Kubik. And I don't think he's here because he's probably still at the high school as well. But I'm going to read what Director Kubik wrote about you. It says, with a charter bus unavailable, this happened, I think, last week or week before last, the senior class was going on a trip, and the charter bus wasn't available. She gave up her weekend to provide her bus driving skills to ensure that the Colleton County High School seniors were able to attend their senior trip. So congratulations, Ms. Karen Jenkins, for going above and beyond.
Oh, yeah.
Those down there.
We appreciate you, Ms. Jenkins.
Thank you
so much
That's
for taking
what
care of our
cougars do.
Keep up the good work. Appreciate all you do.
Like I said, that really is my love.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Margaret. See you next week.
Thank you again, Ms. Karen. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. All right, at this time, I am going to turn it over to Nurse Dingle, Nurse Dania Dingle, and she's going to present the MUSC Boeing Wellness Awards.
Good evening, board chair, board members, stakeholders, community members. So I stand before you to just give you some brief information on the MUSC Boeing Wellness Initiative that Colleton County School District has been a part of since 2013. So in 2007, MUSC and Boeing joined together, creating a lean team, which was a program focused on obesity and youth. So in 2013, Carleton County School District joined that initiative. And with that initiative, we joined in efforts to instill a culture of wellness and obesity prevention to ensure that our students are healthy, they succeed in school, and they thrive in life. So exactly how does this work? So each of our schools participate in a wellness checklist that examines the wellness cultures within our schools. There are several categories like physical education, social emotional learning, nutrition, etc. And each school scores a point in each category with hopes of being the top earning school. Each of our schools must log at least 50 points and 1 point in each category yearly to be eligible for the prize. Since 2013, our schools have participated each year and have earned prizes ranging from $500 to $2,000. Our school teams consist of our dedicated school nurses, PE teachers, our students, counselors, custodial staff, and other staff members that have volunteered their time to be a part of our wellness initiative. What is the purpose or the goal of this program? Our goal is to improve the health and wellness of all of our children in our schools, including exposing them to healthy habits that will build lifelong commitments to health and wellness. Our wellness teams continue to work directly with the students and staff to implement programs such as water campaigns, where we encourage our students to drink water every day, increase their physical activities, encourage our teachers to incorporate brain breaks during their classroom activities. And all of these implementations help to influence our students' health. We believe that if we continue this approach, we will change the culture of our students and our community. I would now at this time like to introduce our school's wellness teams. We have Bells Elementary School, led by Nurse Lily Hayward. If she can come up, please, and bring your team members as well. Blackstreet Early Childhood Center, Talasia Hill. Cottageville Elementary, Donna Waddell, who's not here tonight, but I thought I saw Ms. Allen in the background. And if there are any other team members from Cottageville, if you could please come forward. Forest Hills Elementary School, our two nurses there, Angie Gillison and Johnny Gerard. And any of those team members, if you all will please come forward. Hendersonville Elementary School, Nurse Kira Green. Northside Elementary School, Nurse West, Melissa West. Carleton County Middle School, Nurses Amanda Frank, and Jeanette Ron. And Carleton County High School, last but not least, Nurses Kimberly McElhaney, Deborah Daniels, and any of their team members. And we also have with us tonight, we have a pleasure of introducing two of our MUSC collaborative members and coalition partners here. We have Carrie Holyfield, who is the diabetes coordinator and a part of the Children's Wellness Center, and Sarah Powinski, director of the Children's Wellness Center. And they will come up and give us the top prize. The checklists were due on the 2nd, so they have the top 3 schools and then also the grand prize winner.
Hello, thank you so much to the board, Superintendent Williams and Nurse Stingle, and to all of Carleton County School District for having myself and Sarah here tonight. We believe that healthier students are better learners, and Carleton County School District proves that every single time I visit your schools and see all the amazing things happening. So congratulations to every single one of you for your hard work. I'm really excited to say that all the schools in Colleton County School Districts that participated will earn a monetary award this year. So congratulations. So in no particular order, I'm actually going to give Certificate of Achievements to every single one of your schools tonight. And at the end, I'll be announcing the surprise grand prize winner. So with that being said, here are the award certificates. So Hendersonville Elementary with Nurse Green and her team. We have Colleton County High with Nurse Danielle and Nurse McElhaney and her team. Northside Elementary with Nurse West and her team. Colleton County Middle with Nurse Frank and her team as well. Blackstreet Early Childhood Development with Nurse Hill and her team. Forest Hills Elementary with Nurse Andrea and Nurse Gerard. And Cottageville Elementary with Nurse Waddell and her team as well. So the last school that I'm about to announce, I want to say it was such a pleasure meeting all of these schools a couple weeks ago and getting to really be inspired by the passion they have for wellness. But I was so impressed in particular by this school's school garden, their daily physical activity breaks and mindfulness breaks that they do every single day, their mentoring clubs that included peer mentoring groups, as well as a fun holiday staff walking challenge. So the winner of this year's grand prize award in the most points is Bells Elementary School with Nurse Hayward, Miss Smiley, and Miss Jennifer and her team. Congratulations. Perfect. Thank you all so very much. So do we want to get a picture?
What did they win? What was the amount?
They didn't say amount.
Okay. Mary Jo, tell us the amount we can't see.
So grand prize, Belle's got $2,000, and they, is it?
It's the same. We
Same.
keep
Okay, you keep the big one back. So they got $2,000.
But every school won a monetary award this year. Grant Bells is just the grand prize winner. So.
Well, thank you to all the teams, and thank you to Bowen for helping us be healthy. We hope to produce some healthy workers, and we know you invest in our community. I also want, as part of recognition, Ms. Williams, anything else?
I would like for them to come and shake your hand.
Yes, thank you. We'd like to shake your hands for being healthy and helping our students and staff be healthy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Keep it up. We need a board wellness up here. With some healthy snacks.
Thank you for your help.
Healthy snacks for the board.
Congratulations, and thank you for your help.
Thank you. Keep it up.
Thank you for
Keep
your
it
help.
up.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Bell's setting the standard high for us. Hey, we need some wellness and healthy snacks for the
There's
board.
Nico, I saw you with those glasses.
We need some wellness and healthy snacks for the
so
board.
much, Blackstreet.
We'd be part of it.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
all that you do.
Keep it up.
Thank
Keep
you.
it up.
The nurse squad always said thank you.
Keep it up.
All right.
Let's
give some love to you. We appreciate it. Thank you for all you do. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. Thank you, Northside. Appreciate it. I'm sorry, I was washing my nose on that past year. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Keep it up.
Thank you, high school.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for all you do. Thank you for everything you do. Appreciate you. Excellent.
Charles, how much you getting at that check?
Thank you, Ms. Williams, for all that wonderful recognition and the community support. We appreciate that. And before we move out of recognition, I know we might formally do this, but I want to recognize our girls soccer that went to the first round of playoffs last week, and that was the first time since 2018, the year I retired. And we also want to recognize our softball that are in the second round tonight, trying to get that second game off. This third time they've been to May River, and we hope to hear good results results. But if not, we're so thankful they're at the second round of the softball playoffs for our state. So great things are happening in Colleton and continuing to happen, and we look forward to the good results for our students on their end of the year courses. Moving on, policy items. We don't have any first reading, but I know the policy committee met last night. If you weren't able to be there, board members, it was available virtually, and you can catch up on that because we will have some items for first reading next week, correct, Policy Chairman?
Yes, ma'am.
So look over that. They'll be in our packet, as well as you can watch the meeting to get the discussion. Thank you, Policy Committee members, for having that meeting and moving us forward. And I forgot to say, our attorney is joining us. Ms. Jasmine is on the phone if we need her, and she's joining us virtually tonight. So Superintendent Williams, tonight we look forward to your report because we know effective leadership supports learning and optimal performance for all of our students. So we look forward to your report, and 2 schools are given their turnaround and then some action.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Chair Strobel. And as you stated, my report this evening will consist of presentations from 2 schools. We have Bells Elementary School Principal Ferguson with us tonight, and we also have Northside Elementary School Principal Behe. And I'm going to call Principal Ferguson. If you would come up first, she's going to give you an update on the performance goals and their resource and equity goals of their turnaround plans.
Good evening. Good evening. So I'll present our turnaround for the 2024-2025 school year. We had 3 goals for this school year. One of those goals was the resource and equity goal, and the other 2 goals were focused on academic achievement, one for math and one for reading. Our math goal, that goal was to increase 10%, and the goal for that was to increase from 22 to 32%, and in ELA it was 36 to 46%. So it was a 10% increase in each area. So we identified some strategies for each goal to be able to help us accomplish this. And some of the goals some of the strategies that we used were evidence-based teaching strategies. We built in a small group time into our math schedule, in our math block, to ensure that all of our teachers had the opportunity to provide small group instruction during math. Also, we had 2 math interventionists that we worked with this year. This is the first time that we've had 2 math interventionists, but we utilized one for K through 2, K through 2nd grade, and then the other math interventionist was specifically for 3rd through 5th to help provide the additional support to the teachers in the area of math. Historically, math has been an area of need for Bells. We typically do better in reading, so we wanted to add that additional support by having the 2nd interventionist. Also making sure that teachers had access to hands-on manipulative materials that they're able to use during math time. It's very hard to teach math when kids aren't hands-on. They need concrete objects and materials to be able to do math. So we purchased whiteboards and markers for the entire school so that we could ensure kids were working out their problems using whiteboards, using markers, using scratch paper, because those are things that they would be required to do on state assessments. So preparing them for that in the end, but making sure that they did that all year long. So we made sure that teachers had access to the things that they needed to be able to provide the math instruction. Also, we did a math word of the day. This is not a new strategy for us. We did that last year as well. It worked well, so we kept it. In the math word of the day, we actually have, if you've ever been in Bells, we have one on our main hallway. We have a wall with math words on it. And it has the word, it has a picture of the word, it has what the word means, and we do that every morning on the morning announcement. So the kids get a word that they focus on. And these are words that they would typically see on a state assessment. So they are prepared, we're preparing them for that all year long. Even our younger kids are being exposed to it in kindergarten and first. So by the time they get to 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, they have some knowledge of those words. Also, we implemented 45 minutes of flight fluency this year to help with math automaticity so that the kids are able to learn those math facts and be able to produce those fluently. And we did that 45 minutes a week, not a day. And that was something new this year that we started with iReady. Also, we continue with our 3 days of PLC. That's for reading and for math. We do collaborative planning on one day, data meetings and MTSS on a second day, and then we do community of practice on day 3. So we have consistently done our PLCs this week, and we'll continue those next year. Well, we continued it this year, and we'll continue it next year as well. For reading, something that we implemented this year that we had not had before was the 15 minutes of independent reading. Our current reading curriculum doesn't allow for students to have a lot of self-selected reading, where they actually choose books that they want to read. The stories are produced for them through that curriculum, but we included 15 minutes in the mornings each day for our kids to be able to read books of their choice. You don't get better at reading by not reading. So we provided that opportunity for them to be able to choose what they want to read and have that time, aside from their small group time that's already built into their schedule as well. We also had 2 reading interventionists this year, which is what we had last year as well. We didn't have the math interventionist, but we did have reading, and we have 2 of those. And we choose students based on their performance level. When they take that first iReady diagnostic assessment, we pull the bottom % of our kids from each grade level, and the interventionists work with those children. Once they meet a particular level, then they have the opportunity to move out, and then we get new kids in. Some kids stay in all year long, but we have a lot of them that move in and out throughout the year. So we have multiple kids that have the opportunity to work with interventions. All of that is in an effort to help decrease the number of kids that make it to Tier 3 and have to be referred for special services. So we provide that support all year long to get them to where they need to be. Also, standards mastery is something that we did this year as well, that we saw some benefits with. Standards mastery is grade level content. So we may have a 5th grader performing on a 3rd grade level, but you don't teach them on 3rd grade all year long. They have to be exposed to 5th grade content because that's what they're going to be tested on. So standards mastery gives the teacher an opportunity to work with kids on grade level content, although they may be performing below grade level, but it teaches them those strategies and things that they need to be able to attempt grade level content when they are given that on a state assessment. And our last goal was to increase our added value target. And you do that by all of the other things that we've done with reading and with math. As you all know, we just recently took our state assessment. As a school, we have not really sure what our results are going to be in regards to that because they just took it. But what we've seen all year long is continuous growth. Our kids are growing in reading and they're growing in math. We do have our iReady diagnostic that show great growth. So we're looking forward to what that translates to in our state assessment. But our kids are moving based on the strategies that we put in place. We are aware that we have to review and revise every year. So we're already thinking about some things that we need to look at differently next year. One of the things that I have as a concern as a building leader is sometimes when you have so many things in place, it's hard to tell which one is working. So we have to go back and look, like maybe we need to not do 5 things for math. Maybe we need to focus on 3, because although we saw growth, it's kind of hard to pinpoint which one of those things gave us the growth because we're doing multiple things. So looking at dumbing it down a little bit next year, so that we have a better chance at looking at the data, reviewing it, and not becoming overwhelmed by what we're seeing, and then we're able to use that to best meet the needs of our students. So that's my progress. Any questions?
Thank you, Ms. Ferguson, and I'm happy to visit when I see the word of the day and the math words. It's so important for them to have that math vocabulary, and the reading's going to go hand in hand to help them with the math because there's so much reading in the math. So
It is.
Thank you. Do we need approval next week on that, Ms. Williams, or what do you need from us, just to hear the presentation?
No approval is needed. It's
Okay.
just a presentation. Our State Department liaison, she has been doing the reviews for our schools. So this is just a presentation for the board.
Thank you. We look forward to good results. Other board members?
Ms. Ferguson, I just wanted to say thank you for the growth that you're developing. It's nice to hear the progress that you're making. And I know that the testing already occurred for this year. Just curious about the number of students that were present. I know it's a major focus for you and your team, but y'all, are you still in makeups now? And did you have a lot of students you did have to
We are 100% complete.
Wonderful.
Like all of our kids are. Now, we did have some makeups along the way, but it was not a lot. lot. So our parents did a very good job of getting our kids to us on testing days. So we had a few makeups here and there, but we're complete.
Well, I know that's because of the emphasis that you and your staff placed on the test, so thank you for that.
Yes.
Board members, any other questions or comments?
I'm just excited about what I see every time when I come out to Bells. It's wonderful. Did have one question about the reading time. The students get independent reading time. Do they ever use, and I've said this before, comic books when they're doing their independent reading?
Some students do. Like, they keep our library hot with with things that they want, and sometimes they're reading them so quickly and they're having to go back and switch them out, but that's what we want.
Okay, because I remember reading Thor comic books when I was a child, and the vocabulary was phenomenal.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So being able to provide them with things that they like is going to be the key moving forward. But every classroom has book baskets. That's like old school teaching. I know when I was in the classroom, I had book baskets, but we've kind of gotten away from some of that stuff with the new curriculum that we're using now. But I had the opportunity to be able to put some of that back in, even if it's just a small period of time, because they have to be reading independently.
They call it graphic novels now.
Yeah.
I'm old.
Graphic novels, you got that? Well, thank you. Any other questions, board members, or comments?
I have a comment, Madam Chair. I just wanted to say every time I go down to Bells, it's like it's growing and growing, and I want to say to you and your staff, y'all doing an awesome job down there. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. They work hard.
Thank you, Ms. Ferguson. And we welcome Ms. Behe from Northside, and as she's coming up to give her presentation, I want to recognize and thank Mr. Johnny Frank for being here, one of our county councilmen. And I know they have plenty of meetings and plenty of other things to catch up on, so we appreciate the time you take to come and be with us.
All right, good evening, board members. So I'm Ms. Behe from Northside, and I want to share with you our progress on where we are with our school improvement plan. So to begin with, our resource and equity goal was about getting our students with IEPs making progress. And so I'm very pleased to say we want to move our progress points from our special needs population from 15% to 20% as measured by SC Ready. However, we use our Ready as a diagnostic to collect data, and we use that data to see how are our students moving. So with that being said, in reading, 78% of our students with an IEP have made progress in reading. For math, 81% of our special needs students are making progress. So we very much we are very positive in that we will not only meet that goal, but actually supersede that goal as we get our data back. Our first performance goal was in the area of reading, of shifting from 35.8% to 40.8% on SC Ready. We have utilized iReady as data points. We have tracked students in groups from that, but we've also done some other things. We have, just as Ms. Ferguson, we talked about how important SSR is, that students need to be able to choose books that they would like to read. So that's been built into our schedule. Every morning we have our bookcases roll out into the hallways, and our students have an opportunity to visit those bookcases to pull any book that they would like to read. I'm very excited that I got an email this afternoon. We are getting a book vending machine that's going to be delivered Thursday that we are going to use as incentives. Students get a token, visit that book vending machine, and you get to you begin your own library to take these books home. So we want our students excited about literacy. Another thing that we've been doing is, just as, we utilize our funds to get the biggest bang for our buck, and we had some phenomenal part-time interventionists who have come into our building. Some are retired teachers, but some are community members. We have a person who's working to become a speech therapist. We have someone who's going into the medical field, and they have become such valued members of our staff in the way that we work with our students. We ended up doing some double dosing, not only with math, but with reading as well. And one of the reasons that we attribute to the growth with our students who have IEPs, because it affects our reading scores, it affects our math scores, is that we make sure that those students are with our gen ed students, those populations, so that they are also being immersed in grade level content. They may have different curriculum in their classroom based on their level, but they still take the same test. So as much exposure as we can give our students, we want to expose them to grade level content. With our PLCs, we have our focus day for reading, and we have a focus day for math with collaborative planning and practicing how we are going to deliver content. We'll continue to be very creative with our scheduling because we have found such value in the double dosing of, okay, the teacher has taught this one lesson on a math concept, but then they're going to get the same lesson but different, taught differently, because we know that students learn in different ways, and the first time they may be introduced to this concept may not be the way that they're going to grasp it. So we want to give them as many opportunities to be involved in that content. We've really focused on putting objects in our students' hands for math. Math is so conceptual, we want to make it concrete for our students. So I'm excited that when you come into Northside in the fall, you're going to see number lines all over that building, underneath the wax on the floor. My custodian stopped me when I got excited and they came in because I was ready to slap them down and let's go. So as much as we can put out there for our kids to interact with every single day, we know that that's going to make a huge difference. We have utilized Standard Mastery because that is a platform that really allows our kids to practice the content, be immersed in the standards, but it's presented in a way that they're going to see it on SC Ready. We actually push Standards Mastery down to our second grade students because they also need to see what it's going to look like when they get into the tested grade levels. We have our Fact Fluency of the Week that we did with our 3rd through 5th grade students, and then we also had a different type of Fact Fluency that we did with our 1st and 2nd grade students. One of the things that we were very excited about with our interventionists who come in, especially with math, a lot of the times our focus can be on the students that have pretty significant skill gaps. But what do you do for your higher level students to keep them moving up? So we were able to take one of our interventionists and she targeted our higher level students to keep them going and moving and to give them some enrichment. Last but not least, I want to talk about Performance Goal 3, which was about our school environment. And we want to make sure that we are not only of students, not only parents, not only staff, but we want everyone to be, satisfied with our school environment. Prior to this year, last year, our referral count was 950. Our referral count right now is 435. So we did cut that in half, and we're very proud of the progress that we're making. And then when you look at the professional development yet to come for Northside, we've got our special ed conferences. We're making lots of progress with our special needs students, and we want to keep that going because it doesn't need to end. We have our special education conferences. We have a group of teachers that will be going to the Ron Clark Academy to look at what a house system looks like. We also have our monthly, again, when our principals come together, and we are constantly stealing ideas from each other. And technically, we don't have to steal because everybody shares with everyone else. But when you think about the growth that Northside has made, last year we had maybe 60 students meet their stretch growth for the school year. We're gluttons for punishment. We're going to have a lock-in Friday evening, not like your regular lock-in all night. We're not doing that. But for a short amount of time, we have 150 students coming back to us Friday evening to celebrate, and I told them they can ride scooters up and down the hallway, that they met their stretch growth for the year, and that's really big for our kids, and they're really excited about it. So we are expecting great things when our report card comes out. We're feeling very positive, and Northside's on the move.
How many kids did you say? 150? Wow. What time? 6 to 9.
Yes.
We can drop our kids off, right? Ms. B, thank you. We're excited to hear about the growth, and I want to give a shout out to our county library because their children's section is amazing, and they're open every weekday till 8 and Fridays till 6 and Saturdays at 5. Sunday's the only day they close to go to church. But please encourage our kids to go to our county library as much as you're encouraging them to read, because it is a phenomenal little place for our children in our county. It's got new furniture and books and all kind of soft toys.
They have great programs
They
for
really
our
do.
students.
But hats off to what you're doing for our special ed population, and we want to remind our community that we serve all of our children.
do.
And know you're working hard for them to be good at grade level, no matter what level they come to us on.
Right.
And fun things, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see those math objects you're getting in. Other board members?
Well, I'd like to give a shout out to your interventionist who is working with the students who are high achievers, because so often those students are the ones that feel like, well, why am I working hard? Because I don't ever get anything special.
Right.
So that's a definite kudos to them.
Madam Chair, I just wanted to say to Ms. Behe that I appreciate your sharks. They are extraordinary, and hearing about the things that they're doing and the growth that you're making there with them. And just recalling that last year, I know that you had a campaign to write letters to every student ahead of testing. So I know the emphasis that you and your staff place on the testing, and just the priorities that are made towards their accomplishment. So as a board, if there's anything we can do for you, just please know we're here to support your efforts, and thank you for your presentation. I would like to ask the same question that I asked Ms. Ferguson,
Sure.
and that is to check to see on your testing progress. Are you complete?
So we are in the midst of makeups right now. We just have a handful. We had to take a break between our third graders. They could only do like the writing one day. They could not test the next day. And so we've had to, that's been a little bit of a slower process, but this is our week for makeups. We have a handful left. And I'm just going to tell you, there was one student throwing up in the middle of this test, and I asked him, I said, sweetheart, let's just call it, no ma'am, I'm gonna finish this test. So I mean, our children, they took it seriously, they were dedicated, they were motivated, and it was all because of our wonderful teachers and the work they did with our students.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Other board members?
Madam Chair, I just want to say great job.
Thank you.
Ms. Behe. Keep the good work up.
We'll do it. Thank you.
Let's give our Northside and Bells a round of applause. They work all day and then come give us these beautiful presentations just to highlight the things they do each and every day. So we appreciate all of you that are working so hard to get our students where they need to be. And we look forward to our good results and our state superintendent visiting us again like she did last year. Moving along on our agenda, Ms. Williams, I know you have some information to give us about technology needs and anything else that you need our attention on before next week's meeting.
Yes, thank you, Chair Strobel. I do have two requests for you for your consideration for approval tonight. The first request is for an acquisition lease to purchase Chromebooks for the district-wide student Chromebooks. It will be paid from our capital projects funds over the next 4 years. And the reason why it's being paid for over the next 4 years is because our needs are greater than the amount of funds that we have. So we are going to split those payments over 4 years. Those payments will be about $1.1 million per year for Chromebooks until it is paid in full. And I can answer or have Dr. Wright or Mr. Zorn is here as well to answer any questions you may have about the Chromebooks.
Ms. Williams, did you want to separate the Chromebooks from the camera system? Is there different funding?
Yes, I wanted
that why you're separating
Well,
that?
it's the same funding source, but I just want to do it in two different requests.
Okay.
Or I can go ahead and tell you the second request, and if you just want to vote on it all at the same time, that's
Might
fine
vote
as well.
separate, but if you just want to go and present all of the needs, if that's the pleasure of the board, we'll hear all of the needs that you have.
Okay. And I think Ms. Whitkin had a question.
Oh, I just kind of want to be clear. We're in the middle of the budget process, so you did identify the funding source. And
Yes.
could you be clear on that?
Yes, the funding source is not general fund. The funding source is capital projects. That's a funding source that we get based on our debt that we get from the county. And we can only use this for certain things, like any type of equipment, those kinds of things across the district.
Thank you for that clarification. And board members, we normally don't take action, so these are priorities because we need to get them rolling for summer purchases. We haven't approved the whole capital project. Just like in April, there were some summer needs that we needed to get rolling. So that's why she's bringing this to our attention tonight. But if you'll let us know the other needs, and then we'll work
Most
on
definitely.
motions.
The second request for your consideration for approval is the purchase of servers that will be dedicated to our camera systems. The cost is approximately $240,000, and this will also be paid for through our capital project funds. We have new camera systems coming in, and the old servers will not support those camera systems. Any questions concerning the camera systems, the servers?
Okay, at this point, board members, we have heard a request for Chromebooks, and she's asked that that be broken up as a motion for an amount for consideration for lease. And we've also heard a request, and we can break this up into two motions. I'm just summarizing what she said. We also have been asked for permission to use funds that would come from our capital project for our camera system. That goes along with some items we were asked for last month that went with the needs that we have for our camera system to be upgraded. I think it's like 6 years old or so.
Yes, ma'am, servers for the camera.
So software and other upgrades, but we need the actual servers included in that. And we'd heard that in some of the capital project reports, but these need to be broken out of the full approval of capital projects so they can get ordered. So entertain a motion. Let's go with entertain a motion for the camera system first.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve the purchase of the camera system.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion that we approve the amount that was requested for say that one more time, the amount, Ms. Williams?
For the servers, the amount is $240,000.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to approve the camera servers that we need for $240,000. There's a motion and a second. Any discussion?
A quick question. These servers, they are for upgrading the current camera systems that we have. And this is for all of our schools and district buildings. Okay, that's all.
District-wide, that's correct.
Madam Chair, I just want to make a note that this is, again, for the next year, 2006 capital project.
Correct.
To be considered, and the urgency of this has been described so that it is a need for now. And I just want to make documentation that as we consider these items before the actual budget is approved, that we're making good notes on the identification of these projects and how it will impact the ultimate final approval by the board of the capital projects for next year.
I just had a question. It's not a large amount, but one proposal we were given was 210. So is it an increase for a reason?
We want to make sure that we have enough funds to cover it. So that's why we're asking for at least $240,000 to make sure that we have enough funds for it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the $240,000 for the servers that would be district-wide. Thank you, Mr. Nixon, for making sure of that. Any other questions or discussion on the servers? Hearing none, we'll ask for a vote, show of hands for approval for that motion, all with the right hand that approved that motion, and it's unanimous that you can go ahead and purchase, so we'll be ready to roll with the new servers and the software updates and other things that we approved last month to get that rolling district-wide. So this time, Mr. Irwin, question? Or?
Madam Chair, yes, ma'am. I'm sorry for interrupting. I just wondered, before we entertain a motion on the Chromebooks, I would like to just suggest that instead of doing the lease, why not just take the remaining money other than what we're going to spend out of capital projects for this out of our fund balance and just go ahead and pay for the full amount instead of having to do the leasing over 4 years.
Okay, if you'll make that in the form of a motion, Mr. Murdoch, Mr. Irwin, so then we can second that and discuss it.
I'm more than happy to, Madam Chair. I make a motion that we approve the purchase of the Chromebooks as a whole, with part of the amount to be taken as designated by the superintendent out of capital projects, and the rest to be paid for out of our fund balance.
Is there a second?
Second.
So we have a motion and a second, and now I'll open the floor for discussion. And the amount, Ms. Williams, say one more time, the amount that we would need if we want to purchase and not have to pay extra expense for a lease is how I understand it. What was that amount?
So if we purchased straight out, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Zorn, Dr. Wright, is $4.5 million to purchase all of the Chromebooks outright. If we do is that correct? Okay, all right, come up and correct.
We were able to work hard with Dell Corporation in order to be able to get a nice discount for the school district. Currently, as you mentioned, they did originally want $4.5 million for it, but right now we're a little bit over $4 million, roughly about $4,020,000.
Okay, so we're hearing a motion on the floor that we consider purchasing what we can afford out of our budgeted capital project and the other out of our fund balance to save any interest that would we incur from a lease, and the amount would be, you said,
A little bit over $4 million.
4.1.
Let's just say 4.1.
Okay, yes, thank you for that savings that you've been able to get for us, 4.1. There's a motion and there's a second. Further discussion.
Madam Chair, would that not deplete our capital projects money for the previous next year? If we did that?
Well, I do want to make sure, because I know we've had lots of discussion with district leadership about making sure that we purchase this with capital funds monies. So I just want to make sure from our leadership that if we do it part capital projects, part fund balance, we're going to be okay. We just didn't want to take so much money out of capital projects at one time because we have so many needs of the district that we have to use our capital projects funds for. So I just want to make sure if we use, so instead of utilizing $1 million from capital projects per year, if we do what you're proposing, we would be utilizing about $2 million from capital projects. So I just want to make sure with district leadership that that is going to be enough to service our additional needs.
If I may, the motion was for the use of fund balance, not capital projects. So our the 4.1 would come out of fund balance is the motion on the table, am I correct?
No, the motion was to use whatever the administration deemed necessary from capital projects with the remainder coming out of fund balance. So if the administration wants to use the 1.1 that they've already got allotted for the lease to come out of capital projects, then that would do $3 million coming out of fund balance.
Thank you for that.
I'm more than happy to, if I need to, modify that motion.
So the motion as it stands would be that we need the 4.1, but not all of it. Thank you for correcting that, Secretary Wiggin. Would come out of the capital project. Would give administration the leadway to use what they need out of capital project, but then go into our fund balance, because the savings, does anyone have the amount we could save if we purchase instead of lease over 4 years?
Well, if it's 1.1 million per year over 4, that's $400 and something thousand that we'll save.
I think, oh, go ahead, I'm Dr. Wright. But from my understanding before you, if we purchase outright, I think we would have a savings of about 80,000. Is that correct, Mr. Zorn? I think that was the figures that was given to me.
Per year.
Per year, okay,
Correct.
per year. Okay.
Dr. Wright, did you want to add to our discussion before we take a vote?
Yes, ma'am, Madam Chair. Thank you. Madam Superintendent, your assessment is absolutely correct. Just want to add just a little value about the additional monies. I think one of the board members brought up that if we were to take part of it from capital improvement and part from the fund balance, what kind of impact that would have on capital improvement. Madam Chair, we still have some significant needs that we need to consider that are developing or have developed that we need to be kind of put on a fast track. I mean, you'll get more information on that later, but I just want to give you that point of information that we have some developing needs that if we deplete the capital improvements, we'll have to bring to the board the superintendent and the board some other recommendations for consideration.
Yeah, I just want to make sure, thank you for that, Dr. Wright. I just want to make sure with your motion that you're giving the administration flexibility to decide what the portion we would use from fund balance and what portion we would use from capital projects.
Absolutely, the
Okay,
flexibility,
just wanna make sure.
but just with the understanding, we don't need to dip below what we have already allotted in the lease, the 1.1 million. If we want to do 1.1 million out of capital projects and take the other 3 million out of fund balance, I think that's a much better use of our money than doing a lease over 4 years.
Understood. Thank you.
Did you not say that if we did the combination of the two, we'd have to use 2 million out of the capital projects? I didn't hear that.
Well, I think the way I'm understanding it now is that we would purchase the Chromebooks outright, and we would use $1 million from our capital projects, and then the rest from fund balance, so that we can just purchase it outright. That's the motion on the floor, and that is fine with administration.
Madam Chair, if I may add to the discussion, and that is to suggest or to thank those that have made this, brought this to the board for consideration. It is certainly a funding exercise that should be considered. Individually, as a board member, I'm just going to express my concern at this point, in that our general fund has not yet been approved. And my concern is to what extent would we consider or not the use of the fund balance to balance our general fund. These are the exercises that we have taken part in through a number of work sessions, and we just had the state finalize the budget last week. Also, last week, dangling before us was the idea that boat taxes would be reduced, and therefore reducing what our district would get in school operating funds. This is a major concern in how public schools would be funded throughout the state, and if push comes to shove, this district would have to consider fund balance for general operating funds, because guys, everything is changing. I just can't bank in on anything. And so to use $4 million or $3 million, if that's where we end up, by use of the capital projects and the use of fund balance, it makes me nervous. And so I'm just hesitant. I appreciate the consideration, but I'm kind of getting a little off guard by this, and so I'm not sure that I'm ready for a vote on that tonight.
Other comments before we take a vote? And also, I think the boat, if it affects us, is a 5-year phase-in, we've heard. So it wouldn't be all one time, but you're correct that that could reduce the amount that we get. And hopefully, our county's going to be able to help out with some opportunities that are coming around the corner for our district. But we do need to be mindful. I appreciate your comments that we need to be mindful of our fund balance, because that is our savings.
It is the only thing we can trust. It is ours, and it is for our use, and we know it. And we are secure in knowing what we have, and everything else is tangible, then I can't bank on it.
Yes, and I appreciate our administration thinking about stretching it out over 4 years, and I think the motion is to save what it would cost for a lease, so we have to consider that. I appreciate everyone speaking up to it before I take a vote.
One more question. In leasing it, would we not have better service so far as the company servicing them better? Okay.
Mr. William, would you speak into that, just so we all clearly understand? I see you nodding your head, but that's a very good question, Mr. Murdoch.
Yes, Mr. Murdoch, it is a very good question. Irregardless of whether we lease the product or outright buy it, we'll have the same quality of service from Dell.
Okay.
And I guess my other question was, if the initial statement was to lease for $1.4 million a year for 4 years, was that correct?
It's 1.1.
1.1. Oh, I'm sorry. I misheard. Okay. All right. I'm fine.
Thank you for doing the math. Make sure we get it right. Others want to speak up before we take a vote?
Yes, Madam Chair. I'm kind of like Ms. Sharon. I think that something we need to discuss a little bit more. As getting the Chromebook is a good idea, but I think it's something we need to talk about before we actually spend this money.
Unfortunately, with technology and especially with Dell, you have a lead time, and the further we push this vote, the longer the lead time is going to be in order to get the amount of Chromebooks that we're ordering, which may push us into not having the Chromebooks by the start of school next year. Our staff still has to do stuff even when the Chromebooks come in as far as inventory and stuff. That's why this is such a time-sensitive matter.
It is, and really it should have come for the early summer projects, and I apologize as chair that I didn't catch that it should have come to us in April. So we're pushing it as a time-sensitive item tonight is why our attorneys let us bring it to action tonight, because we normally don't take action on a committee meeting, but it is time-sensitive. So, yeah, let's discuss it and, decide how we want to vote, but they need to know how we can support them tonight.
Additionally, if you say that we have a commitment for $4,020,000 now,
how long is it?
With the new tariffs and things coming through, it may be $6 million if we wait too long. So if we need to act, we need to act.
Thank you, Trustee Nason. You watch the news.
I do watch the news religiously.
Mr. Savage, I don't put you on the spot, but is there anything you need to say before we take a vote?
I think it's pretty plain and simple. We've got the money in the bank right now. We could save the district $400,000. We don't have an option. We have to buy the Chromebooks, so why not save the money while we can?
And I would also like to add that the longer we wait, the prices may go up as well. So we need to take advantage of that price point now rather than waiting until later.
Right. I'm going to call for the vote, but before I do, I want everyone to know we respect your vote and how you vote, and we all have different beliefs, and, please, let's just take a vote for those that are in favor of the motion. And if I'm going to restate the motion, and if it doesn't carry, we're going to stay here tonight till we figure out what we're going to do, because Chromebooks are something all of our kids need, and they have to be renewed, and it's this year, and I'm happy that we get to make that decision for our students. So at this time, the motion is, Mr. Irwin, would you restate the motion?
Sure. My motion was to go ahead and purchase the Chromebooks that are needed with the money as deemed by administration coming out of capital projects, and then the balance of that money to purchase them outright coming out of our fund balance.
Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion, there's a second that we need to purchase these Chromebooks. We want to approve that tonight if we can, and we're giving the flexibility to our staff to use what they need out of our capital project and then fund balance. Here, having heard the motion, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. All those opposed? The motion carries 6-7. We respect everyone's opinion. 6-1. Did I say that backwards? 6-1. The motion carries 6-1. Thank you, board members, for keeping me straight. And we appreciate the discussion and our staff for working to get that information to us. Ms. Williams, there's nothing else on the agenda, but we want to give you freedom. Is there anything else you need to tell the board before we adjourn?
I would also like to just let you know that we will be visiting Dorchester County Career and Technology Center on Thursday to look at their law enforcement and fire science classes there. This is something that we have been discussing with city and county officials to potentially bring to Colleton County.
Thank you, Ms. Williams, and we look forward to that field trip and also finding a way that we can fund that as a new program for our students and community this coming school year. So that is one new initiative that we definitely look forward to. Any other information that needs to come before the board tonight? Board members, remember, if you have a small group meeting with Ms. Williams tomorrow, get with Ms. Hyman if you don't remember your time. And also, Ms. Hyman, is it tonight you need a picture for graduation? So board members, if you would gather right in front, we would get a picture for graduation, and I'll see you next Tuesday, if not before. Have a good evening. We're adjourned.